All right. So, uh, what's up? This where we at with it. Chapter 28, Deuteronomy. And I'm glad the book is shaped this way, because at the very top of this page, right before you get to chapter 28, now mind you, your ancestors already said this and already did this. Have you ever heard of the sins of the father, curse of the father, something like that? But don't worry, I found a way out of this curse, and I'll show you what this curse is, and I'll show you how I found a way out. There's a way to get away from all the little temptation the devil has ever thrown at you to curve your entire existence. But once you go that way, you don't go back. First proof how important it is to not turn your back. Once you don't backslide. This is the importance of not to backslide. I'll show you. I'll show you as a friend. Number one, I'm flipping to the back of the Bible, okay? That means I'm going to Revelation. When most people say something is important, and then they go to the book of Revelations, most people get this little gut-wrenching feeling. It's like, whoa, what you mean? These are the last days. I know that. Everybody knows that. But it's important. Oh, snap. Right? So, I'm going to show you how important it is. It's so important that it breaks down to 3 numbers. What you mean, Willis? What you mean? I'm about to show you what I mean. As soon as I find it, I'm looking. How about that? It just pops up. Okay. So, no, we're not speaking about the lamb and the 144,000. That's a good thought. That's crazy good thought. What we're talking about is what happens when you backslide. So we're gonna go. We're going right up there to chapter 13 in the last verse of Revelations 13. It's crazy. This is another last verse. It's at the end. It's important. It's the last thing that you heard of it from this part, of it. The last part. It was important. It says, let the one who has understanding calculate the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 3 6s. See, this one says, let a man who has understanding. I've seen wisdom, I've seen understanding, but it's very important because understanding is a different word than wisdom. In which case they can link to each other. It's very good to try to get both of them. But here we go. 3 6s, right? There is another book not too far back. I'm gonna go back one. I think I already did it. One is what is Jude. Then it's John 3. So it's 1, 2, 3. It's like 4 books. But anyway, when we get to the oh wait, maybe it's not there. Okay, wrong one. So we're gonna count back those books though. But there is a book of John in here, and there's a verse in here that's kind of spooky, you know. Here it is. It's John. It has no numbers. John with no numbers. We're gonna find out how many books that is too. That went back, just in case. Okay. See, it's getting kind of spooky. See, at the top of this right here, it says John 665. Right. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna go to that spooky side, son. And this is what it says. After this, and it's crazy, it's right at the top of the page so you can see it. After this, many of his disciples turned back and no longer walked with him. Now this number is held in association with the mark of the beast. This is John, the beloved. This is the only disciple that did not pass away of a ill fate. He was also the one who wrote Revelations. And now, by the way, he didn't add these numbers. These numbers weren't here. It was just written at first. I think prior to the hands of Latin people getting it. But after this, many of his disciples turned back and no longer walked with him. This is the importance of not backsliding. For some reason, this is what I believe, because it exists here, and it is numbered here as John chapter 6 verse 66. It is associated with this number, and because it exists this way, it is existing with this number. It is associated with this. This cannot be ignored. Do not backslide. Do not go to church your whole childhood and then get out when you're 18 and then you decide you want to party, and you're a girl, so you want to kiss a girl, or you're a dude and you want to kiss a dude. You want to just turn all the way away from what you're taught to do, what you was taught to do when you was younger, and be something that you are not, to go out there and just all type of weird stuff that you know you should not be doing. Do not backslide. In this act, you associate yourself with this number because it exists this way. This Bible is printed everywhere. This is the verse. John 6:66 is the verse. People look it up, they find it, and this is what it's going to be. You associate yourself with this number. Don't backslide.